Sometimes I have the dream that I can go to Heathrow Airport and land back in England as it was in the 1950s. He said, Mr. Irving, what kind of England would that have been? And I said, Mr. Rand, let me put it like this. If the soldiers who stormed the beaches in Normandy in June 1944 could see England as it is today, they wouldn't have gone 40 yards up that beach.
Now, when you're dealing with events like the First World War and the Second World War, which are climaxes, which were the sort of industrialization of the principle of death, men who went through that experience saw a sort of factory-type killing establishing battlefields in Europe. Millions of men slaughtered each other in mud and filth and barbed wire. These were extraordinarily savage events, almost sort of revolutions in consciousness for many of the generations that went through them. The degree to which a large number of white people were stimulated by propagandistic elites to loathe and detest each other and to kill not just hundreds of thousands but millions of each other right across Europe. Now the First World War, there's hardly anyone left. But the Second World War is still alive and still real in human consciousness today because it was partly unfinished business and we were partly into a cycle. Much of the hedonism of the 20s in Europe and much of the despair of the depression in the 30s in Europe was that generation sensing an enormous revisitation of the bloodbath was coming. Most of the writers and intellectuals during that period realized they were living between two explosions and between two wars. We in 2007 are living in the after effects of the Second European Civil War, which is really what the Second World War in Europe amounted to. One of the many reasons why our people find it so difficult to assert themselves, even to think about the prospect that they might, is because of these events and how they've been deemed to. What happened in the middle of Europe in the 20th century is cardinal to certainly a definition of white or Caucasian identity today. But it is used to demonize German people and people of German ancestry all over the world. Now it's somebody who's English asserts themselves in an ethnic manner with a little bit too much militancy. They will be accused of spiritually being aligned to those forces when they are descended from men who claim that obliterated the cities of that government. The interesting thing about these crimes is that they began affecting a particular nation state and its warrior elite at a particular time. Then it extended to some of the allied nationalities. Then it extended out to, reflexively, the nationalities of people who destroyed that country. What has happened is it's become a generic form of thought criminality which extends out to almost all Caucasians and then beyond, including in the victor and successor states.